Another common area of pain is our upper mid-back. So if we go to my terrible drawing over here, I'm talking about the area in between our two scapulae, our shoulder blades, okay? This is pretty simple. Mid-back pain is often caused just by the musculature in between those shoulder blades starting to lock down and get irritated being under that contraction, okay? So I'm talking about our trapezius, our rhomboids, just all that stuff in between. When it locks down and you start to get some dull pain just from that spasm, that doesn't feel too good. So to address that pain, what we're going to do is use foam rolling and a little bit of stretching to get those muscles to release, to feel better just in themselves. One could argue that the peanut was created specifically for targeted pressure release in our spine, so let's use that for our mid-back. What this is going to look like, we're going to take our peanut, it's going to go on the ground. As always, we don't want direct pressure into the spine, so let's make sure our vertebrae are going in between the peanut, i.e. each one of these balls is on one side of my spine, not on the spine itself. Now, we're going to start right at the bottom of our rib cage, and we're going to lay back on that ball to get some pressure. Now, just having my body here, that's going to be a little bit too much pressure. It's kind of intense, so we can always support ourselves with our hands. Okay, support our head, take some pressure off of our low back. Now, from here, per usual, we're just going to roll through that tissue and see where it's nice and tender. So, down low, not too bad, not too bad. I get in between my shoulder blades where we would suspect to find some tender tissue, and voila. Yes, it's nice and tender there. So, I'm on a trigger point right now that tells me it's the right spot, it's a little bit more sensitive, and we're just going to relax, okay? Let's breathe, breathe, breathe. If you feel your shoulder blades digging into that ball, we can always bring our elbows in further to kind of fan those shoulder blades out, open up that tissue a little bit. And once we're nice and relaxed, contract, relax cycles, let's do it. So, to contract in this situation, what we're going to do is we're going to pull our elbows apart. That's going to get all those traps, those rhomboids to fire slightly. We're going to hold that for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. After that 5 seconds, we'll let our elbows come forward, let that tissue calm down, breathe, and let that pressure or that peanut ball dig up into that tissue a little bit more. After 30 seconds, we'll get another contract. 5-second hold of our elbows out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then relax. After 3 cycles of that, we can either stay on that spot a little bit longer, 5 to 10 minutes, or we can continue rolling up towards our neck, find another trigger point, and go through contract, relax cycles on that. Once we get that tissue to calm down a little bit, we will go into the following stretch to create further looseness in that tissue. For this stretch, I have anchored our stretch strap to a nice steady surface, and all we're going to do with this is we'll be on our feet, we're going to be bent over, and we're going to go one shoulder at a time. For this stretch, I'm going to get a good grip on my stretch strap. I'm going to point my palm up towards the ceiling, and then all I'm going to do, I'm going to bend forward, and I'm going to push my body away from the stretch strap and let my shoulder get pulled across my body by that strap. Our end range is going to be as far in front of us as we can get our shoulder. Should be a nice big stretch on the back of that shoulder blade in our mid-back where that trap is. And once we're at our end range, we're going to breathe, relax. We're just going to go into some contract, relax. So all that's going to be is to contract, we will pull our shoulder blade back ever so slightly. We'll hold that for 5 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And for 30 seconds after that, we will relax and see if we can get any further into this stretch, see if we can get that shoulder blade to come across our body anymore. If you're struggling to find a stretch in your mid-back, we can always change the angle at which our arm is at. So I can always come forward, have the band pulling a little bit back, come back, have the band pull, or the strap rather, pull us forward. But point being, we can mess around with our position, get some nooks and crannies to find where we can get the best stretch out of that mid-back. Okay, so once again, I'm going to find where I get that stretch, palm up, shoulder comes across, contract is going to be shoulder back, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we will relax, let that shoulder come across the front. Minimum 3 contract, relax cycles. If you can spend 3 to 5 minutes in that stretch, that's a good thing. The peanut ball is bilateral, right? So we're getting both sides of our shoulders. So please make sure that in this stretch, you are getting both shoulders. We don't want you to become asymmetrical because we forgot to do one side. Give this sequence a try for your mid-back pain. Be consistent with it, 15 minutes a day for a couple days, a week or two. Let us know your results if it helped you. If you have any questions, please reach out. I always want to help.